Good morning, boys and girls, and I hope you enjoy these books that I'm going to be reading to you. I know you had a wonderful week with so many wonderful activities that your teachers planned for you. So now it is time for Miss Martinez, your principal, to read some stories to you. So sit back and enjoy. This one's titled The Very Greedy Bee. The illustrator is Steve Smallman. It's written by Steve Smallman, and the illustrator is Jack Tickle. Oh, I like those names, Smallman and Tickle. And remember that the author is the person that writes the story, and the illustrator is the person that draws the pictures. This is the front cover of the book, the spine that holds the book together, and the back cover. Okay, sit back and enjoy. The Very Greedy Bee, and this is an AR book. I'll give you the AR information after we finish. In a busy, buzzy beehive lived a very greedy bee. All the other bees worked hard making honey and cleaning the hive, but the greedy bee spent all day gobbling pollen and guzzling nectar. Slurp, slurp, slurp. Slurp, slurp, slurp. That's all the bee would do, boys and girls. Everybody else was busy except that bee. It was a greedy bee. Greedy means selfish, that you only think about yourself. The greedy bee wouldn't share his nectar with anyone. He wouldn't even let a tired ladybug sit on the flower. Find your own flower, he shouted. This one is mine. How mean. Look at that bee, and it looks mean too. Oh, look at the ladybug's face. It's like, how rude, right? And when one day the greedy bee found a meadow full of the biggest, juiciest flowers he had ever seen, he decided not to tell anyone. Yummy, he buzzed. Lots and lots of flowers, and they're all for me. Wow. He's like, he's not going to tell anybody. He's like, these are all for me. He's being greedy, remember, being selfish. The greedy bee whizzed and buzzed from flower to flower, slurping and burping and growing fatter and fatter and fatter. At last, his tummy was full, and he settled down on a big pink flower in the warm yellow sunshine and fell fast asleep. And there you see him sleeping away. And he looks happy. Look at his face. Remember how I've told you to always look at the illustrations? They help you understand the story. When the greedy bee woke up, it was dark. He tried to fly, but his tummy was so roly and poly that biff, bang, thump, he went down instead of up and crashed. Biff, bang, thump, to the ground. Why do you think he crashed to the ground? Because he was too heavy, right? He couldn't fly, so he went back down. Was it a good thing to eat all the nectar and honey? I don't think so. I'm scared, cried the greedy bee, and I don't know how to get back home. Then he saw two glowing eyes in the long grass. Eek, he cried, a monster is coming to eat me. Look at the eyes. You see them there in the background. But it wasn't a monster. It was two friendly fireflies, their bottoms glowing in the dark. What's wrong? They asked. I'm too full to fly, wailed the greedy bee, and I can't walk home in the dark. Follow us, said the fireflies, and they all set off on the long, long journey home. They're being nice, right? Those are nice, helpful fireflies, and they glow in the dark. If you've ever seen a firefly, it looks really nice when it's dark and they're flying around. You see them more in the woods, okay? When I was little, we used to see them more. But now it's rare to see a firefly. Through forests and flowers and squishy mud, over the hills and under the stars, trudged the greedy bee. He had never walked so far, and he was very tired. Nearly there, called the fireflies. Then they heard the whoosh of the rushing water. I'm almost home, cried the greedy bee excitedly. It's a stream. And it was. but his hive was on the other side of it. "Oh no," said the greedy bee, sadly flopping down on the grass. "How will I ever get across?" "We'll help you," said a tiny ant with a big leaf. So you see, boys and girls, these insects are coming out and they're trying to help the bee. The fireflies and the ants are like, "You know what, we'll help you. We're happy to help." And look at his face. He looks sad because he was like, "How am I ever going to get home?" But now he's making friends along the way that are trying to help him. And he wasn't very nice in the beginning, remember? The ant and his friends flipped the big leaf into the water. "Jump on," they cried. Helped by the fireflies, the greedy bee and the ants made their way splishing and splashing to the other side of the stream. And you see all the little ants, and they're rowing and they're trying to help the bee get back where, boys and girls? Home, right? They're trying to get back home. And everybody's trying to help. They didn't say, they weren't being greedy. They weren't being selfish. They're trying to help them. I hope he learns a lesson here, right? "Hooray, I'm home," cheered the greedy bee. "Where have you been?" asked the other bees. "I overslurped," said the greedy bee. "I would never have made it home if my new friends hadn't been so kind. Now I'm going to share my best honey with them. Would you like some?" "Yes," said the other bees. "Let's have a party." And I know he did learn his lesson. You see, he's like, "I was helped by so many kind friends. Now I'm going to share my honey with them." And that's a good thing. Everyone enjoyed a midnight feast of yummy runny honey, all except for one very sleepy, very happy, but not so greedy bee. Oh, look, everybody looks happy, content. They've made new friends. They're sharing. The end. It's good to be a helpful friend, right? Not to be selfish, to care about others and help when you can. This is titled The Very Greedy Bee, and it's an it's an AR book. The quiz number is 123401, and your teachers can go ahead and come by my office. I have the books here so that you can go ahead and test on them, okay? Remember, this is the last day of AR. I'm going to read another book titled I Know a Wee Piggy, and the author is Kim Norman. The illustrator is Henry Cole. Remember that the author writes the story and the illustrator draws the pictures. And look at the cover. The title is I Know a Wee Piggy. And what do you see on the cover? A piggy, right, with big ears. And look at the piggy. Does he look happy or sad or angry or scared? He looks happy to me, and he's like this. Right? Look at his face. I like his little face. So again, I hope you enjoy this story. I know I always enjoy reading books. I love reading books. And there's always a message in each book, right? The last book we read, The Very Greedy Bee, was about not being selfish and learning to help others, right? So let's find out what this book is about. I know a wee piggy who wallowed in brown. Upside down, he wallowed in brown. But brown is not for me, he said. I think I'll add a rinse of. And what is the brown? What is the brown to you? It's the mud, right? He's wallowing in some brown mud. And you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking we're going to be learning colors here, okay? But brown is not for me, he said. I think I'll add a rinse of red. I know a wee piggy who wallowed in red. Hoof to head, he wallowed in red. He wallowed in red to go with the brown. Upside down, he wallowed in brown. Piggy said, the red's too bright. I think I'll add a wash of. Let's find out of white. I know a wee piggy who wallowed in white. It's not polite to wallow in white. He wallowed in white to go with the red. He wallowed in red to go with the brown. Upside down, he wallowed in brown. Piggy said, too pale. I think I'd better add a pinch of. What do you think's what color's next? Let's see. And we're seeing we're seeing repetition here. Words are being repeated. We're learning about colors. So a pinch of pink. I know a wee piggy who wallowed in pink. How silly to think he needed more pink. He wallowed in pink to go with the white. He wallowed in white to go with the red. He wallowed in red to go with the brown. Upside down he wallowed in brown. Pink's a bore, I heard him bellow. I need about a yard of, let's see what rhymes with bellow. What color do you think rhymes with bellow? A yard of yellow. I know a wee piggy who wallowed in yellow. Slippery fellow to wallow in yellow. He wallowed in yellow to go with the pink. He wallowed in pink to go with the white. He wallowed in white to go with the red. He wallowed in red to go with the brown. Upside down he wallowed in brown. Piggy squealed, I won't look back until I add a blast of black. I know a wee piggy who wallowed in black. Out by the shack, he wallowed in black. He wallowed in black to go with the yellow. He wallowed in yellow to go with the pink. He wallowed in pink to go with the white. He wallowed in white to go with the red. He wallowed in red to go with the brown. Upside down he wallowed in brown. Piggy shouted, now I've seen that I should add a glimpse of, and look at all the colors he's wallowed in, look. You see black, you see pink, you see yellow, you see a red. I wonder what other color he's going to wallow in. Green. I know a wee piggy who wallowed in green. Oh, what a scene. He'll never get clean. He wallowed in green to go with the black. He wallowed in black to go with the yellow. He wallowed in yellow to go with the pink. He wallowed in pink to go with the white. He wallowed in white to go with the red. He wallowed in red to go with the brown. Upside down, he wallowed in brown. Piggy sighed, the green's okay, but now I need a glob of, my goodness, I wonder what he's going to do next. Gray. I know a wee piggy who wallowed in gray. Orange and gray, a brilliant display. Uh-oh. Let's see what happens. Get out of his way. What do you think Piggy did? Look, he jumped into a container full of water, right? He's at the carnival. I see this is a game that we play at the carnival. There's rubber duckies and there's water, and he jumped in there. I know a wee piggy who didn't stop there. He wallowed in purple. Oh, he wallowed in purple all over the fair. And you see everybody, you see Piggy running in purple, and there's a little boy chasing him, and he's running through the fair. He added the purple to go with the gray. He added the gray to go with the green. He added the green to go with the black. He added the black to go with the yellow. He added the yellow to go with the pink. He added the pink to go with the red. He added the pink to go with the white. He added the white to go with the red. He added the red to go with the brown. Upside down, he wallowed in brown. Oh, look at Piggy. And there's his smile again. Piggy said, I'm not quite through. I won't be till I add some. What do you think he's going to add? Now, what do you think rhymes with? It won't be till I add some till and blue. I know a wee piggy who wallowed in blue. And blue was the water, boys and girls. And look, he's trying to get clean. He wanted blue ribbon. That's what he wanted. A blue ribbon. I thought it was the water. But no, he wanted a blue ribbon. It could be both, I guess. Yes, and this is also an AR book. I hope you enjoyed this book as well. And both books are AR books, so your teachers can come by my office and get the quiz numbers so that you can test as a class and get that you're going to get 1 point by testing on these two books, okay? And I know that we are it's the last day of AR, so we are encouraging everyone to read, and take those AR quizzes. Remember, readers are leaders. I thank you so much for sitting in and enjoying these wonderful, wonderful books. I will, as I always do, I will be reading more books to you throughout the rest of the year. I hope, remember, that I want you to take the quiz, so I'll be checking on that, okay? And I'll be asking your teachers. So I hope you have a wonderful Friday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you.